Hello and welcome to yet another Outside Inside Star Citizen, the show where we mostly make fun of the developers of Star Citizen. But since I stopped playing, I stopped playing because I was really angry at the lack of progress and all that. So maybe I'm gonna get angry. You never know. You never know. But let me roll the intro and let's watch Inside Star Citizen together and let's rage together.
Hello, my name is Grumpy. Got the grumpy eye. Got the grumpy. Got the grumpy eye. Got the grumpy. Got the grumpy eye. Got the grumpy eye.
Our intentions at the Montreal team is always to add more gameplay to the universe. We wanted to do something that was a little bit different than the Reclaimer crash site. So when the players start up 318, the Daymar crash site is going to have 2 crash chips so that the player can explore. The endeavor that we embarked ourselves when we were working on the Reclaimer was huge because of the size of the ship and how big it is. The team was looking to work on something that was a little bit smaller, easier to break up, and that we could do multiple crash sites with the size of team that we have.
Alright, so there's one thing. If you watched this channel prior to this video, you would know that I already talked about this guy right here. His name is Nemanja Panic, and he is probably a Serb, or maybe a Croatian, but whatever he is most certainly an ex-Yugoslavian. So, since he started appearing in the ISC, we were getting updates. He was the guy that worked on the Snake Pit, and he is the guy that is giving us more things to do in the verse. So again, CAG should probably start hiring more and more ex-Yugoslavian developers because, those guys are just awesome. And that's all that I have to say. We're gonna see what this whole thing is gonna be, but I already like what I see because I see basically a neighbor and who emigrated to Canada, and he's making good things for our community, for Star Citizen community. So thumbs up, Nemanja.
So we wanted to have two crash sites. First one was with the 600i, the second one was the MSR.
After a couple of discussions, we thought that having 2 ships crashed at the same locations would allow us to have a bigger crash site, so there's more places to explore for the player.
So when we bring this idea to merge the both of them, we would just decide to do that on Daymar because it was a sand planet, and we wanted to create this location in a different biome than what we did on the Reclaimer.
And now we got to my main concern with this video. This is a singular crash site. Yes, it's gonna be big, it's gonna be a settlement and all of that, you're gonna see that, of course, but it's a singular thing that has been added. When they added 6 new Caterpillar crash sites, I got pissed off because it was only 6 new Caterpillar crash sites, and now we're getting crash sites one by one. Yes, they're gonna be more developed, they're gonna have settlements and all of that, probably NPCs roaming around and all of that, but still it's a small thing. Daymar is huge, planets are huge, and it's gonna be just a little speck on the planet, and we need those planets more. We need them to be more populated. We need them to have more lifehood on them. I guess this is a step towards that, but it's such a small step in the larger scale of things that I guess it's a small step for man, it's a huge leap for mankind and all that, but this is just too small of a change, too small of an addition. Of course, all of the additions are I'm gonna get somewhat excited about them, but once you go there once or twice, you're just gonna be done with that. So that's why we need more, and that's my main concern.
When you get into that cave and you see how the 600i cockpit is hanging with a bunch of wires, it reminds me of a lot of the scene from Jurassic Park when the bus is broken up and it's hanging down the cliff.
600i, we want the player to feel how hard was the crash, how the spaceship was impacted.
What I like about the MSR is that it's actually a little further away from the rest of the outpost.
The ship crashed a little bit more like the Reclaimer. We're going to see the trail and the ship just kind of in the sand.
So the player needs to go in and explore. The whole feeling of the MSR and the whole outpost is that it's been lived in, it's being used, it's been repurposed.
Some people are there to salvage the ship, to take what parts are still good, to be able to resell it or reuse them.
Alright, so here's the thing. I love the Star Wars vibes that like this whole thing is giving. It looks like Tatooine, it looks like something from Star Wars, and looks amazing, all of that. But here what we're like getting to, not really an issue, but like some people are gonna get like, not pissed off, but they're gonna be really like, they're gonna question this all. I'm not one of those people, but I can understand those people. First thing, who are the guys that like made the settlement there? Are they in Ninetales? Like they're probably just gonna be Ninetales for now, and then they're maybe gonna get replaced by by other people or other faction. I guess, I don't know, but the issue is how like that is not a livable environment. Daymar is either too hot or too cold, and on top of that, it doesn't have a breathable atmosphere. So I don't really understand like why would you make a settlement there, even though it looks fucking amazing, and I can't wait to like just take a stroll around the place. But I don't know. Looks nice, but like, what's the backstory behind that all? Where are those people actually gonna live? Because like the wrecks are not like, you can't really like live in the wrecks because they don't have any life support. And like, what's the point then? Is that like a FOB, like a forward operating base, or is that like, what's the lore behind that whole thing? And I know that some people are gonna question that. Me, myself, I'm just gonna be like glad that we have something else to explore, even though like you're not gonna get any points for exploration, but there is something to do and there is something more to see. Like when I saw the Reclaimer, like both of the new Reclaimer missions, I was, I liked it. The problem is that you go there once, twice, and that's it, you're done. You saw that, and it's just boring. It's the same with the outpost, the abandoned outposts on Microtech. Like, why would you go there twice? Yeah, you're gonna pick up your boxes and all of that. You're maybe gonna kill the NPCs if they spawn, if maybe like they land, and then if they get out of the ship, maybe you're gonna kill them if they don't kill you first through a wall or whatever. But yeah, like I don't know. I like the visuals and all of that. I love the vibe, but I don't understand why here. But that is not like, it's not such a big thing. So like, yeah, it doesn't, like, nothing needs to change here. But yeah, some people are the point I'm trying to make is that some people are gonna get mad because there's no like lore behind that. Also, we need sandworms. Like, I know that sandworms are not supposed to be on Daymar, but like, this whole thing just gives me vibes of, yeah, sandworms or other creatures that are gonna roam around Daymar. I don't know, like, let it be like Starship Trooper like style of bugs or whatever, even though I don't really like bugs in sci-fi games, but yeah, whatever, just like, let it have more life at some point, not now, if possible now, but if not now, then at some point just give us more life on the planets and the moons, and that I'll be happy then.
And we create this kind of shooting range just to add some more gameplay opportunity for the player to just fool around and just having fun. Now we have created a piece for the 600i in the MSR, and we have a lot of settlement asset. So now we'll be able to create a lot of different kind of crash site on other planet, other biome.
It was a good exercise to use the new Houdini tech we have. We'll be able in the future to do more content like that easier and quicker for the player.
All right, like if that means, like if this is just proof of concept, and if it means that we're gonna get more and more derelict ships and these kinds of outposts around the verse, like in different biomes, that will be awesome. But you know CAG, and you know that like progress is a forbidden word in their headquarters, so I'm pretty sure that like they're gonna give us like I don't know, these kinds of outposts really slowly, like one by one on each planet and all that, and it's just gonna be like, I don't know, like we got a river 2-3 patches ago, 4, I don't know, I don't even fucking know anymore, but we got a river, and now in 3.18 we're gonna get more rivers. Like rivers are not like, we don't even care. We as players really don't care about rivers. But they gave us a river. It looked like a river from a game from 2000, because I compared it to 2012's release of Crytek, Crysis, in like Crysis 3, the same engine that like Star Citizen like started on, and like Crysis looked better. And yeah, so we're gonna get more rivers. They're probably gonna look the same, and then they're gonna redo the whole rivers, or maybe they're gonna do it like in parallel, but you never know. But with this, I'm pretty sure that this is just gonna be really slow, and like it's gonna develop really slow, and I don't know. I just want to see more. I just want to have more things to see in this game. And on top of that, yes, they have new assets now that they can use to like put them around the map or the moons. But in the end, if you overuse those assets, like it's gonna be boring, because wherever you go, you're gonna expect the same thing, even though it's gonna probably be like placed differently in a different spot, but it's still gonna be the same thing. It's the same with the stations. Like, yeah, we have a bunch of different stations that like look differently, like on the exterior, but interior is basically the same because it's all like made with blocks. But we need more different stuff to see, and if it's all the same, it's just gonna be boring. And that's it. That's my point.
Derelicts show us another side of our spacecraft we generally spend our entire time trying to avoid.
Who is this guy?
They tell a story of Star Citizen's in-fiction past.
No, seriously, like bring back Jared. Who is this guy?
While providing tantalizing clues about the future of salvage, player homesteading, and more. And the first of these 600i and MSR derelicts will be found in the upcoming Alpha 3.18, alongside sand caves, derelict outposts, additional rivers, the PTV race, revitalized Korea, prison editions, the arrival of persistent entity streaming, and more stuff that we'll be talking about real soon.
More stuff? I'm already liking this guy, whoever he is.
But as we approach news of this year's CitizenCon 2952, check out the RobertSpaceIndustries.com website for details in the coming days. And that's why I got a haircut.
Oh, it is Jared, but he got a haircut and he actually has a face now.
We thought we'd take this week and turn a quick sprint report on its side with a look back at some of the stuff we saw in last year's show and how it's been coming along in the time since. Now, one of last year's big showcases were the Colonialism outposts, and in the time since then, they've grown and expanded several times in scope. And while we're not gonna spoil all of that here just yet, what we can show you is what we call overlay work. Overlays are essentially a collection of props and dressings that can be added to an object container of an existing location. In this case, several of the Colonialism homestead modules, to give them a look and feel of something very different than their original intention. With overlays, this facility that clearly started life as a domicile for the traditional homesteader has now demonstrably been overtaken by a rather messy outlaw element. Which isn't to say that all outlaws are messy. We already had that debate last year. But you can see here the power of proper dressing in action all the same, and its ability to transform a location from cozy homestead to outlaw ruggedness.
Okay, so here's the question for the beardless Jared wannabe, because I'm not sure that like this is actually Jared. His voice is not the same. I know he was ill, and I'm happy that he's healthy now. But can this tech be used for, I don't know, space stations? Because all the space stations are basically the same. Can you like use this to have a bunch of props laying around like trash and all of that in different stations? Like for example, if you go to a station that has like a refinery on board, maybe have some like spills from all those like materials, even on the where the terminals are. So like we have something to like, because all the stations are just boring and the same. And if you like have some props or some junk laying around, that's just gonna be, it's gonna like help immersion. And when you wake up on one of those stations, you will know where you are, and like you will know, I'm on a refinery station, I'm on another station, I'm on like by Genie Point, I'm on whatever. Currently, the only station that like is different to all the others is Port Olisar, and you're gonna crash it into Crusader or whatever, but you're gonna crash it somewhere, and you're gonna replace it with the stations like that we have right now. Like all of the stations are basically the same. So if you used this tech to like get more life with junk and props into those stations, suddenly we will get like more immersed. Like if you had graffiti on the walls in some like outskirts stations and all of that, which you already have on Grimhex, and you have them on the Pyro station. So like if you had that in these stations on Stanton that we currently have, that would like build the immersion up, and like suddenly Star Citizen will feel more like or less like a lifeless universe.
And you can see here a recent in-game test of the new Outlaw overlay in action on a potential homestead for perennial testbed Daymar. Now, tests like this are done to accomplish a few things. First and foremost, to validate what works and what still needs adjusting when these modular overlays are assembled in the variety of ways that will ultimately make up dozens and dozens of different layouts throughout the verse.
Alright, so does this mean that it's gonna stay on Daymar? Like, please tell me that this is gonna stay on Daymar, and that like we're actually gonna get this in 3.18 instead of just getting the derelict 600i and the MSR. If we actually got this, then even though it's a test, even though you may like remove it because it doesn't have to be there, like there's no point in that a whole outpost being there, but we want to see it, like we want to play on it. Just gib CIG, please gib.
It can also serve as identification of feature and UI needs for Rastar, the internal tool that designers are using to populate the entire Pyro system ahead of Alpha 4.0.
Blah, 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 gib. Just gib. Like, that's the only thing. Gib, CAG, Blizz, gib. Thank you.
That the new overlay hasn't broken any of the existing quest work in place. That AI doesn't get stuck on a random box that wasn't there in the base module, and much, much more. And as work progresses, the Outlaw overlay will continue to be developed into smaller subsets, some generalized for use anywhere in the verse, and others specifically tailored to some of the many gangs found throughout the Pyro system.
Gib, Pyro, just gib. Don't talk, gib. Just gib, Pyro, and we happy. You gib, we happy. Thank you.
And before we wrap up, let's skip ahead and show you a few more areas without spoiling some of the quest context here. I'll just say, some of this stuff is dark.
Now, with all seriousness, here's the issue with this. I might be wrong, but also knowing CAG, I might be right, and I think I'm right. Hopefully I'm wrong. But all of this that they showed us, they already showed us basically the same thing like almost a year ago during CitizenCon and that like sneaking, stealthy FPS mission that they had, which is never gonna happen in Star Citizen. Like, maybe not never, but not next year when we get Pyro, if we get Pyro next year, but whatever. Here's the thing. This all looks pre-made. Yes, I know that they're saying that like it's all procedural because they have tools for that and all of that, but it looks pre-made, and I'm pretty sure that this is just gonna be like a single outpost that it just looks like this, and then maybe down the line at some point we're gonna get more outposts with different things. But for now, I'm pretty sure maybe we're gonna get more than one, but they're all gonna be the same inside. So I might be wrong. I am hopefully wrong, but I am probably right. So yeah, I'm not overly excited. Looks nice, all of that, immersion, blah blah blah, great. Gib, just gib, so we can see it, so we can see what like you actually did. If I could skip, like if I could like fast forward to see Pyro after all they did, I mean, I'm gonna wait it out. This is a marathon. This is not even a fucking marathon. This is like this is basically Forrest Gump running for 3.5 years, or 11 years around US, because like, yeah, like this whole game development thing is nice and all, but like it's so fucking slow, especially with Star Citizen. I'm gonna like sit it out, I'm gonna wait it out, I'm gonna see what they did, and then if I'm right in the end, I'm not gonna say I'm told you so, but I'm just gonna be like, the fuck are you doing, guys? Like, you had 2 years, and like, here's somewhere they said that yeah, they're gonna release all of that in like when they release Pyro. Hopefully that's gonna happen, but knowing CAG, they're gonna release a part of it, and then they're gonna add stuff, and then maybe we're gonna get Nyx, but Nyx is gonna be all vanilla, but then they're gonna add stuff, because like Stanton is not done yet. If you think that Stanton is done with a few landing zones and like all of the assets inside it like being completely the same, then like I don't know what to tell you. But for me, Stanton is not done, and Pyro is probably gonna be an empty shell of I don't know, a system like Stanton is once it gets released. Hopefully I'm wrong, but probably I'm right.
And just so you don't think they've only been working on the same stuff from last year, here's a sneak peek at early white box of a repair and service station you may encounter on your travels in Stanton, Pyro, and beyond. Work is also underway creating various refineries and other producers that will make use of the upcoming resource management system to provide new opportunities for players to build their credit empire, or should they choose, hinder the advancement of someone else's.
Right, so this looks amazing, and I'm all for variety in this game, and this is gonna bring us some variety, because it's not just gonna be like pads on landing zones, pads in the same like huts, or whatever you want to call them, like capsules, whatever, it doesn't matter, around the landing zones. Now we're gonna have like refineries, some landing zones are gonna have like those kinds of pads where you can repair and all that, and that's amazing. I really, really, really dig that. It's not closed though. It's still like gray box, and God knows when it's gonna be released, but I guess we'll see. But I approve of this, and I can't wait to see this in the game. Maybe we're gonna get more than this, because this is just like a minor thing, but like you can't ask for more in this game, because if you ask for more, there's gonna be white knights that are gonna attack you on the keyboard, and yeah. Anyway.
And finally, a quick look at progress of the massive outlaw space stations that you'll be seeing more about later this year as our journey to 4.0 continues. I'm just not sure how much we can get away with showing ahead of CitizenCon, so if there's just a picture of me here, imagine me putting on clown makeup right now, because it got saved for the big show.
All right, so he wanted to tell us something, but he didn't. But also, he gave us basically an idea what CitizenCon is gonna be all about, and it was all about that last year also. But in the end, we had a special guest. You noticed the clown face. They're saying that that's Jared, but I don't believe them because Jared, like last week, he said that CR is probably gonna visit the show, and I guess this is Chris Roberts. After he wrote that letter of the chairman and told us that we're gonna get 318 PTU in June, and it's gonna be in the PTU for 3 to 6 months, and then we're gonna get Pyro. So yeah. Anyway.
So what did we learn this week?
Well, thank you for asking, Jared. We have learned this week that I am thankful for you guys that watched this video and that I need money. I'm kidding. But yeah, if you want to support me through Patreon, first off, thank you to all my patrons. If you want to support me, there's going to be a link down in the description of the video. And yeah, you're supporting me for like buying ships for Star Citizen to review them, give them away, and all of that. And you're supporting me for like buying stuff for the studio, for buying PC parts, whatever needs to like happen on you for you guys, for your pleasure, basically. So yeah, again, thank you for watching, and we have learned that like we're gonna get 2 derelicts in the same spot. The other thing was like, okay, whatever, it's not close, and that is it. Like, that is it for today, guys. I really don't know what to tell you, like, except don't forget to bring a towel when you're traveling through space, and love you, and bye.